Hey guys, today we're going to talk about why Excel spreadsheets and pro formas don't always tell the whole story when looking at commercial real estate. I had a conversation with somebody that I had met at a conference last week, and I had the conversation last week. I met them at the conference about a year ago, and this individual said, "Hey, I just joined this awesome mastermind, and it's commercial real estate mastermind." And I thought, okay, tell me more about this. How do you learn commercial real estate? And he says, well, we meet 4 times a year, and each time we meet, they pick a different topic. One time it could be retail, one time it can be industrial, and basically that's how we learn. And I said, okay, hold on. How else are you able to learn commercial real estate? And he said, well, they have some self-study videos, and really it's the network. And I said, okay, how many people are in this mastermind? And he said 200 people. And I said, out of the 200 people, how many of them are killers? He's like, well, maybe 10 or 15%. And I'm baffled here. How do you learn commercial real estate in 4 weeks a year? And one of those weeks is a family vacation. So really, this mastermind gets together 3 times per year. And I asked this individual, what do you pay per year? And his answer was, it's $35,000 per year. And then there's an annual fee. I asked him what the annual fee was, and he said $35,000. Every year, this guy pays $35,000 for this mastermind. But he said, don't worry, somebody at your level, you can get in at the Diamond Elite status, and you get invited to more events, and it's $55,000 per year every year. So I'm thinking, wait a minute, like 55 grand a year to go on 4, 5, 6 different trips per year that I have to pay my own room, board, airfare, and probably conference fees. I don't understand that. So we have a mastermind that is significantly less. It goes 3 to 4 hours per Tuesday night, and we meet for 4 months, and it's perpetual. It's a one-time fee. As soon as you're in, you never, ever pay again. We do meetups, but we end up coming to my house, or we come to Cincinnati where we're at. I pick up the tab on as much of the meals, transportation, bar tabs as I possibly can. It's just a different way of doing things, man. I don't like these money grabs that are out there. And, a lot of these boot camps, people are like, man, come to this boot camp. It's $1,500 for the weekend or whatever it is. And then they upsell you. It's a funnel. They get you into private coaching. You got to go to level 2. When you get done with level 2, you got to go to level 4, and so on and so on. It's just never ending money grab. We don't operate that way. I've been doing this for over 10 years. I've mentored people individually for over 10 years, and decided to start this mastermind because I've had so many people come up to me wanting to learn how to get into commercial real estate. So let's dive into today's video. One of the things that we're going to get after is why Excel spreadsheets, pro formas don't always tell the whole number. And a lot of people don't look past what they initially see. In my mastermind, I had a student who called me and said, Ash, I'm looking at this Family Dollar. He has a very conservative fund where there's people basically looking to park money. They're not looking for astronomical returns. They're looking for small, consistent returns. And he found this Family Dollar, and this gentleman specializes in one of these funds. He specializes in dollar stores, Dollar General, Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, and he knows the returns are low. Right here, cap rate is 6.75, rent is $116,000. I believe he's got this under contract for $1.7 million, not 172, but 1.7, and he's getting a little bit of money back on some repairs that need to be done. So, you dive into this deal. I try to help him, and there wasn't a whole lot to go on. Everything looked good. I mean, we really dove into numbers, into CapEx that we needed. There's just only so much that's unique about this deal until you pull up Google Maps, right? So let's do that. And, just take a high view. This is in the state of Florida on the Gulf Coast. and a lot of very dense residential to the west. And this looks like a major road, 52, 3 lanes on each side with a turn lane. Matter of fact, turn lanes on both directions. Or is that that may be a bike lane. So a turn lane for the center on both sides. So, this is the lot right here. Let's look at neighboring tenants like we always do. And what do we have here as a neighbor? A pawn shop. Well, look, not the greatest tenant, but par for the course when you have a dollar Family Dollar. They're typically located in underserved areas, right? We try to keep going. Gas station, little repair shop type deal here. Another automotive, Rockin' Tiki Hut. Okay. Keep going down. Some auto businesses, kitchen business, a church, tire, a lot of auto businesses. Keep going. What is this? Vinyl Creations. Interesting. Okay. Self-storage over here. And tint shop. A gym. Little strip mall here. Mermaid Lounge and Eatery. Animal Hospital. Okay. RV. And then here you start getting a little bit more dense. A couple lounges, a deli, gun shop, plumbing supply. Now we go tractor supply, liquor store, McDonald's, another pawn store, Dunkin' Donuts, Taco Bell. Okay, so as you go further west and hit that density, a lot more businesses appear. So back to our subject property. One of the things that we spent maybe 10 minutes looking at are traffic patterns, neighboring businesses, traffic counts, different statistics. And then, started looking at egress and ingress out of here. You have this opening here, you have an opening here, and then it looks like, this looks like a legit curb cut, but just a bunch of overnight semi-parking, it appears. Now, this lot over here is not owned by the student in my mastermind. This is a neighboring lot. So I asked about this easement, and he said, yes, we have an easement. But I wanted to dive in. Is the easement just a curb cut? Does it just say you have access from the west side of the property onto your property? Or does it specifically say the curb cut is here and the driveway is this squiggly driveway here, and that'll always be the case? So we pulled up the easement, and sure enough, there is a diagram of this driveway, and it's a recorded easement where this property owner here has a perpetual right to this driveway as it sits today. So why does this make the deal so much more interesting? Let's think about it. This driveway can never be moved, right? And you have a highway over here. They're not going to let you build something this close to the highway. Now, you're going to say, well, what about this? Okay, well, this has got to be grandfathered in. You won't see something like this. And let's just say, for example, they do let you build something, right? How do you get there? You have this driveway here, and you cannot block this driveway. So let's hypothetically say you could build a little coffee stand here. Parking would have to be over here. Nobody's going to do that. And again, I can't imagine the city letting you build that close to the highway here. More importantly, let's look at this property line. It appears that the property line is somewhere, maybe where this grass is mowed, or somewhere between the building and here. Each property line is going to have a setback. So what that means is if the property line is here, this municipality is going to tell you that you have to be 10 feet, 20 feet, 15 feet away from the property line. Your building has to be that distance away from the property line. So let's take the same distance, assuming this is the property line. And let's extrapolate that to the west side. So now your building would have to start somewhere around here. And if you look at the space between here and this driveway, that's not a lot of room. That's a really skinny building. Makes it unbuildable. And then back here is almost wasted space as well. So this lot here is essentially useless to the person that owns it or to anybody else because of this easement. However, it is incredibly valuable to the person who owns this dollar store here, this Family Dollar, because if they were to purchase this parcel here, they can combine the two lots and they can just build their buildings, their strip mall, whatever, onto this building right here. They can connect up, they can butt up to the existing building here, so there's no need to worry about offsets or property lines because it's all going to be one property. And then the most important thing is this easement can go away. If you own this entire block here, you don't care about that easement. It's basically an easement to yourself, but once you combine the lots, all of that is useless. And now look at the footprint of this Family Dollar. You can expand to another one. I mean, you can expand onto an additional strip mall, put multiple storefronts here, potentially angle them to the side here, depending on how much traffic is on Colony Road here. So, guys and girls, this is the stuff that you don't learn from courses. You don't learn from taking an online course. You don't learn from videos. This is the stuff that you've got to learn from other people. You got to learn in a legit mastermind. And, looking over deals, this person that was in that mastermind said, part of the benefit is I get to submit deals using their Excel spreadsheet. And again, I'm like, it doesn't work that way. Excel spreadsheets don't always tell the full story. And again, this is a deal that I never would have touched based on the numbers of this Family Dollar, the pro forma, the returns, the cap rate, the number of years of remaining on the lease. But now that I see that you have this potential of buying this lot for dirt cheap because it is essentially useless to anybody except the person who owns this lot here, man, this could be an incredible deal. Pick this lot up for pennies on the dollar and explain to the owner of that land that, look, man, this sucks. I mean, this easement is horrible. I don't know who wrote it. I just bought this building here. Happy to buy this, but I'm telling you, there's no way you can possibly build anything of much value or substance on this little sliver of land here. So, guys, I hope you got some value out of this today. If you're interested in our mastermind, we only take about 20 students per 4-month period. And we book up well in advance of when we start the class. Our next class is starting at the end of January 2023. This video is being recorded in October of 22. So we're about halfway through our existing students. And once you're finished with the 4-month mastermind, you get put into a perpetual group where you can always come back and revisit the new group, the new classes that are going on. But every week or two, we'll still do deal reviews. We'll still bring in guest speakers. We'll still learn a lot forever, and there's never another charge. Again, I hope you got some value out of this. We are Invest Beyond Multifamily. My name is Ash Patel, founder of this commercial mastermind. Please just go to Invest Beyond Multifamily. You can click on Mastermind and get some of the details of this course. I'll continue putting out content to try to convince more of you to get into commercial real estate. And again, when I say commercial real estate, I mean non-residential commercial. Some of the things that I like about commercial real estate is there's less competition. It's easier to find deals. We don't have bidding wars like the single family people do, the multifamily people do. I interview multifamily people every week for a podcast, and I hear them going hard with earnest money on day one. Commercial real estate is not like that. We get to deal with business owners versus residential tenants. We have multi-year leases, so if there's a recession, if there's an economic downturn on the horizon, a lot of our leases are 5, 7, 10 years long, and that typically weathers any downturn in the economy. We have tenants that improve our buildings. It's amazing, and we'll do some more content on that. I'll stop the video, but again, Ash Patel with Invest Beyond Multifamily. Thank you guys for your time.